Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for stopping by. I really don't know what's going to be coming up in this reading, but I am setting the intention that whatever surfaces through this reading, through these messages, reaches whoever is out there somewhere in the universe needing to receive some message of comfort, reassurance, or confirmation along their soul's journey. Many of the souls I am connecting with through this collective are on a very lonely path in this incarnation. You may feel as though connecting with another human in this lifetime who truly deeply understands you is a really rare experience. I hope that through this virtual space, we can co-create a community where you can feel seen, supported, and uplifted in a way that you might not get to feel on a day-to-day basis. I am going to start by shuffling the energy oracle cards. I really just want to know what the person listening today needs to know most at this time. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Healer of the Ages in the upright position. I'm actually feeling guided to read a little bit from the guidebook here as well. Right as I saw the word healer, it connected in my mind that the person I'm speaking to through this reading is a powerful healer. I'm hearing that you may not even realize how powerful of a healer you are, because so much of the healing effect of your energy is happening at a really deep subconscious level. It's not in the specific words you say or the specific actions you take that you provide such a healing effect for the people connected to you. It's actually a subconscious and automatic response to an energy emanating from you in a really powerful way, an energy which, by the way, you have worked so hard to cultivate. This has not been an easy path for you. I'm getting that, especially in this lifetime and throughout this lifetime, you have gone through many trials to peel back the layers masking that core soul frequency. In doing so, you are now able to emanate that frequency in a really strong way on the planet, to others, through your presence, thereby providing an energetic upliftment to them. My guides are calling this a coming home. When others are around you, they feel as though they are coming back home to themselves. The most beautiful thing about the effect of your energy is that because you have done all that work to peel back those layers and really connect more with the core of who you are, you naturally, just through your presence, sometimes even through your silence, through listening to someone as they are speaking, through holding space for them, or just silently being near them, have a really powerful effect on them energetically. I'm also hearing that those who have the privilege of being connected with you experience the gift of divine protection. You are someone who is extremely protected at a spiritual level, meaning you are very much living in alignment with a higher spiritual path and purpose. The intensity of that core soul intention you are now so consciously aligned with creates a natural force field of energy around you. This is very powerful, keeping you on that aligned track. Additionally, anyone connected to you naturally finds that this energy subconsciously assists them in staying aligned with their own soul's path. Notice how, in this reading, the guides have been bringing through the message repeatedly, in subtle ways, that being around you is a privilege, a gift. I feel part of why this has been coming up a lot recently is because many in the collective have had experiences of feeling betrayed, misunderstood, or rejected. You may feel as though you were abandoned by someone or something, or as though someone chose something or someone else over you. This can apply platonically, romantically, or in business contexts. If you've experienced this sense of hurt from feeling abandoned, rejected, or left out, this is a powerful sign of confirmation for you. Your presence is a gift. I feel there are individuals, particularly from your past, to whom you gave a lot energetically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It's as though they did not value the gift you were freely giving them. They may have taken the credit, believing the positive changes and experiences they were having were coming from themselves, when in reality it was a byproduct of being connected to you. Now, of course, someone can begin to consciously create their life through an understanding of their own vibration and energy. However, in this specific instance, I am speaking of someone, or a group of people, who hasn't yet learned to do that. In a sense, whether they realized it or not, they drastically benefited from being connected to you. Just having you in their life, or in consistent communication, allowed them to experience more divine protection, positive outcomes, and 3D successes. It's almost as though it wasn't until you called your power back, or for some of you, walked away from this person or situation that they began to feel the weight of your absence. This could involve multiple people, as you may have been in the process of reclaiming your energy from those who did not recognize or appreciate its positive influence. Whoever I am speaking to here, those from whom you have called back your power are feeling your absence in a really heavy way. If this isn't happening yet, know that it will be a theme moving forward in your life. Of course, time doesn't exist at the level of energy. Past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously at the quantum level. Regardless, whenever you have aligned with this message on your timeline, I believe it holds meaningful insight for you. Today I only pulled this one card, and I kind of went off on this whole tangent, which really was a download coming through strongly for someone here. So, a huge thank you to whoever or the group of people that have co-manifested that information. Of course, we are all co-manifestors, co-creators, and I so appreciate each and every one of you who brings your own powerful intentions, heart, and energy to these readings. But let's finally get back to that guidebook message for the Healer of the Ages card. The guidebook says, "This powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and his heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. I heard so strongly it is time for you, healer, to allow yourself to be healed. It is time for you, who have always held space for another, to be held. It's time for you, who have always listened to others, to feel fully listened to and understood. I feel as though there is something really powerful, a kind of returning back of your energy. All of that energy you've been giving out into the world, whether through simply being present with others, holding space for them, giving your time, energy, or material things, whatever it is. I feel many of these things you've given have been done completely in secret. This is because you've always been guided by your heart. I'm getting that the world, society at times, in this physical incarnation, tried to convince you to harden your heart, to put up a shield or a wall around yourself. But you never gave in. You have always kept your heart soft and open, even when the world mistook your heart openness for vulnerability or weakness. What you're going to find is that the tides are turning. Everything you've invested, even in other people, but especially in yourself through self-love, whether through self-care rituals, caring for yourself, resting, nourishing yourself, or building something in your life, like an idea or a vision mentally, whatever you've been investing in is now turning the energetic tides and beginning to come back to you. I'm hearing 10 times over, it's like whatever you have envisioned is going to happen in physical reality, but it's going to be even greater than you expected. It's going to happen at least 10 times to the amount or extent that you were hoping for, wishing for. Whatever you've poured into others is going to be coming back to you multiplied as well. That's really the kind of energy I'm getting here. I'm also picking up this general sense of your entire being reintegrated. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like my spirit guides were showing me you as though you were just this bright, brilliant light, where you could still kind of see the outline of a figure, but it was just this bright light. There was this healing and integration process taking place, where these patches of darkness or pain or pieces of what we might think of as defragmented parts of the self were being put back together again on this deep energetic level and brought back into this sense of wholeness. Now, of course, this is not to say that any part of you is lacking or broken when I refer to these shadow aspects. But I just get the sense that you are someone who has been through some very heavy circumstances in life, circumstances that have left parts of your soul really rattled, or that at times may have caused you to abandon yourself in some sense. If that was the case in your past, know that now, in this moment, all of those pieces of yourself are being called back from every corner of the universe and brought back into wholeness. I'm also getting that if you've noticed certain people from your past or recurring themes from your past coming back up, even things that might seem a little confusing at this point in your soul's evolution, my guides are saying that if that is the case, it's because at these deeper unconscious spiritual levels, you are, in a sense, being fully integrated and reassembled. What this has required is that pieces of yourself you may have left behind, self-abandoned, or placed on some kind of timeline, whether it was someone you gave your love to who couldn't accept it, or someone who didn't show up for you in the way you truly deserved. Or even physical locations or environments are being energetically retrieved and called back home to you. For some of you, you might even be drawn to specific places and environments without realizing consciously why. It could be that, in a sense, there's a piece of your soul in that location that you are energetically retrieving and calling back to yourself. I know this is a really quantum discussion, a really high-level conversation. But if this is a theme you've been personally experiencing, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I want to go ahead and pull a card from the Rose Oracle. Actually, this isn't the Rose Oracle, this is Work with Your Light, another deck I pulled by accident. Work Your Light is another deck by Rebecca Campbell. I have 3 of her decks because I find them inspiring, aligned, and uplifting. I'm hearing that you are really becoming a master at working with your own light, which is why I was called to this specific deck, even though it wasn't the one I consciously intended to use. So what does the person listening need to know most? Birthing a new age, you were meant to be different. This is a powerful message I feel coming off this card. If you are, as the powerful empathic being you are, in a certain place or environment and, at times, feeling overwhelmed, I'm getting that this could even give you physical sensations of discomfort. Of course, I'm not a medical professional, so I always recommend pursuing possible causes for anything medical with a doctor. But I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is doing a lot of absorbing. The word absorption is coming up here. This is someone who often, or recently, has been around crowded places, spaces, or groups of people. These could be familiar people you're just not usually around to such an intense degree, or strangers, brand new people. I'm picking up on the energy of someone who is simultaneously called to these situations, meaning there's something that pulls you there. Whether this is going to a new city and being around people in that city, or whether this is traveling and through your travels. Being exposed to a lot of different groups of individuals regardless, I feel as though however you're being drawn to be around others, trust that guidance, even if at times it doesn't fully make sense to your conscious human mind. Because here, with this Birthing a New Age card, we also have birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being, and with the specific wording of that card, I'm also picking up that so much of how you are paving the way into this so-called new earth is happening through your dreaming, meaning through your energy work, through your vision, through how you are working within yourself, working with your own magic, with your own energy. I'm hearing that, especially for those of you who resonate more so with the divine feminine energy, which of course is not connected to any particular gender. We all do have a balance of the divine feminine and divine masculine within each of us, but we do tend to lean towards more of a dominant polarity. Regardless, I'm picking up that this is also a sort of resurgence for the divine feminine, an era where the divine feminine is beginning to reveal the power of her true nature. She has been restricted, repressed, limited, and often deeply misunderstood, and therefore dismissed for so long. And so again, specifically for those of you resonating with the divine feminine energy, you are playing a major part in that resurgence of awakened divine feminine energy. You are revealing to the world that there is a different way, so to speak, a different way to operate, more in line with your own intuitive voice, channeling your own creative energy, being more consistently in that powerful yet seemingly so effortless flow state. Now, here we have the Tower in the reverse position, and this card speaks to resisting change, delaying the inevitable, avoiding loss. Perhaps for someone listening, there was something in your life that you didn't want to lose. This may have been a connection with a person, this may have been a situation. I'm hearing this might be very specific for someone, but it may have been a situation, whether it was a friendship or romantic, that typically you wouldn't have allowed to go on for so long in this manner. Because, for some reason, the word disrespectful is coming out. So, this person or situation may have been disrespectful to you or your energy. You may have been very resistant to losing this person or situation, trying to hold on. Here we have carrying connections upright, so I see that ultimately, though, you are developing a deeper, more conscious recognition of what you truly deserve out of relationships, friendships, or connections such as the one we are discussing here. You may feel as though something you said or did pushed this person out of your timeline or out of your life. But the truth here is, you simply connected in a stronger way to what you really deserve, raising your energetic standards and therefore triggering this person who didn't want to change in order to rise to meet those standards. So, it's almost giving me this sense that you may have been a little bit regretful, thinking maybe you did or said something that created a bit of a disconnect here. But in reality, it's like I'm hearing your rates went up. Now, of course, that's a very surface-level way to metaphorically describe the raising of your energetic standards here. But it's like connecting with you costs more now. And I'm not talking about finances, I am talking about, energetically speaking, there were many people who were getting your energy at a discount, so to speak, people who were receiving huge amounts of highly beneficial love, care, support, attention, and communication from you, who were giving very little in return. But they got so accustomed to that imbalanced exchange that the word entitled is coming up. There may have been people who simply began to feel entitled to that amount of energy from you. I'm hearing that, again, especially if you are a divine feminine, which I'm only speaking to specifically because the vast majority of our collective does happen to identify more so with the divine feminine energy at this time. So, that is why these divine feminine specific messages tend to get co-manifested more frequently. But I'm picking up strongly that, again, this wasn't something you did or said wrong that pushed this person out of your life or pushed them away. It's that, subconsciously, they've been triggered because they can recognize, at some level, that connecting with you now requires them to reciprocate with you in a different kind of way, to step up in a different kind of way. And I'm hearing your guides say to have the courage, through self-love, to continue holding those standards, to not betray yourself by, in a sense, lowering the rates for connecting to you. I know that's kind of a strange way to describe it, but it's just how my guides are handing it to me in today's reading. But it's like, don't let other people connect with you at a discount because you are worth reciprocation, you are worth balanced energetic exchange. This is also deeply connected with the activation, healing, and balancing of your sacral chakra. With the sacral chakra card combined with the Goddess of the Moon reversed, which is my #1 Divine Feminine card in this deck, connecting these two cards together, I'm getting that in the past. The major blockage for you in connecting with your true divine feminine power was sacral chakra wounding. This might look different for different individuals that I'm speaking to, but I'm hearing that, for some listening, this could have looked like being afraid to fully create openly, to create from a free-flowing space, entirely without restriction, entirely without fear of judgment, or fear of how others would react to your creations. For others of you, this could have looked like trauma from your past, literally through events in your life that caused you to close off your sacral chakra energy. By default, because subconsciously, as a result of that trauma, you didn't believe that you were safe to enjoy pleasure, to enjoy life, and to enjoy connection, there was always that triggered fight or flight response that was really a trauma response. I'm feeling that whoever is connecting specifically with that portion of the message, that is something that you've been deeply healing through healing your own parasympathetic nervous system, which is something else that has come up very strongly in the readings recently. This is all to say that all of the work you've been doing on your sacral through raising and holding your standards for connection, through doing that without fear of how others are going to react to it, doing it for yourself through self-love, through creating freely however that looks for you, through living fully in the moment, allowing yourself to savor and enjoy more of your life, to allow yourself to slow down and rest when you need to. All of these things connect with healing your sacral energy. This, again, is naturally feeding into amplifying your divine feminine empowerment. And this power that you've cultivated is going to become increasingly evident, not just to you, but to people around you, who are truly going to be amazed by the ease and grace through which you manifest truly what they would call miraculous things, magical things into existence in your life. I am going to be pulling a final Rumi Oracle card. I'm going to be shuffling for that card now, but we will definitely be continuing on these messages because there's been just so much collective energy flowing here, so much very amped or energetically charged, emotionally charged energy coming through. Again, a huge thank you to all of you who have been so importantly a part of that co-creation process. I see and sense every one of you at the energetic level. We are all connected. We are soul family remembering each other. Thank you for sharing this space with me here. The final card I've pulled here from the Rumi Oracle is a new gown. It's funny we keep getting that word new, a new earth, a new gown in this reading. There's a lot of fresh, new energy pouring through here, so I'm going to read one final guidebook message to close out the reading. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless. My weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness." The guidebook also says, "You are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of self and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. Honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. A simple golden path will be found, as though a river of molten gold flows from your heart back into the oceanic heart of the great beloved. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If you resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe. Join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in today's reading.